Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we continue on with the Pan-Asian Tech Tree Cruisers with La Argentina. Now, for a commander, if you want to go back, I go more in depth on the Tier 3 Cordoba ship, on the commanders. Use whoever you did on that ship, and we're using a Lisboa free-to-play commander on a free-to-play ship with Membelli and Norman Scott. Again, this ship very accurate. If you wanted to go something probably more beneficial to you, like Harbin or Hagero, maybe for fire chance or even detection, this ship doesn't have the best detection. Go that route. We're using a beyond range. Piece is not an option. Fixated with fully packed. Now, for your upgrades, you're going to want to take Aiming Systems Mod 1 and or for your modifications, and then your upgrades, you're going to want to take Targeting Systems, then Hull, and then your Artillery upgrade. For that being said, we have the new sonar, and I do like this ship. One thing is very interesting about this sonar, right? The last one was like 3.5 kilometers on ship, and I think it's 2.5 on torpedoes. These advanced sonars, I just noticed this one was 3.6, so that's a huge upgrade in when you can see torpedoes, which is a very going to be very handy. Also, these all are going to have an advanced effect that shows where the nearest set of torpedoes were launched within 10 kilometers. So pretty handy because you can kind of know where destroyers are with them, where to expect torpedoes to come from. You also have four much better heals than the other tier, which were already pretty good. That is the one bonus to this ship. And you do have catapult fighters. For your specs, you only have 24,000 hit points. So you only gain 2,000 hit points over Cordoba. And you don't have good torpedo reduction. So you're really going to be thankful for them sonars. For your guns, you have nine 6-inch guns and triple turrets, outreaching out to 15 kilometers. Pretty good for tier 4. Your reload is 8 seconds. Your shell grouping, pretty good at 2.818, right? This is pretty accurate. Your HE shell damage, a little bit worse. Like, I feel like this ship as a whole is slightly worse than the tier 3, but not bad. Like, it's still a strong ship, but there's some things like the health, the armor on this, the guns, your fire chance at 9%. You're only doing 2100. Your AP is a little bit stronger on this ship, and trust me, if you get a broadside, use it on a cruiser. All right, or even a battleship. Aim for the upper side plating with it, or the superstructure. It'll work. It'll get the job done. Uh, this isn't quite the DPM monster I feel like the Cordoba was at tier 3, but still it's strong. It feels very DeGrasse, right? The tier 5 French cruiser. It feels very in that fashion, right? You could get eliminated at any time. It's got some DPM to it, but you got to be careful. Also, something much worse, in my opinion, these torpedoes. They have terrible firing angles compared to the tier 3. Instead of 12, you get only 3. They do hit harder and they are out farther at range. So that is nice. And they're pretty good damage per torpedo, but remember, you only have 3 of them, right, per side. A defense at tier 3 carriers, you're going to take down some planes. Tier 4 here, or at tier 5 carriers, not really going to happen. 30 knots, 610 turning circle, so not bad there. And the rudder is 6.8. Your concealment, not good for a cruiser at the tier at 10.5. Your smoke firing penalty is 5.4. I'm not going to show you guys stats because we only had the one match. Now, I know I played a few more at tier 3, but I was trying to get a bottom tier match instead of beating up on, tier 2s and tier 3s. This one, I just took what I could get. I learned my lesson the first time. I'm not going to seal club down at tier 3 and tier 4. So, you notice something much different. This don't have nearly as good a armor as the Cordoba, right? The tier 3 ship, much worse. Uh, in fact, you don't. Not only do you have less armor and a smaller belt, uh, your your uh, your bow and stern's only 13, so now you're going to get overmatched by heavy cruisers, right? And that's problematic because if it's a heavy cruiser, right, this is what it sees, and if it's a battleship, this is what it sees. And while the Citadel is smaller, holy crap, this thing, I can tell you just by looking at it, you are going to eat a lot of Citadels in this thing because you don't have this armor up here to protect you, right? When battleships or heavy cruisers are shooting at you. And it's going to be rough, especially with all these weird angles. And particularly if you get shot at probably by American battleships at range with their lofty shells, right? Gonna hurt even through the top. Like you just don't want to get hit in the middle of the ship. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we're on New Dawn, and to be quite honest with you, we have almost a perfect showcase of this ship. Two things I would have liked to have had in this match. Maybe me hitting something with the torpedoes, or me getting hit in general. We're going to go ahead and push up here, and we're going to stick with this destroyer. This destroyer, going to be kind of a madman, and that's what's going to happen at these low tiers. Our Omaha, going to do American tech tree stuff, going to just kind of drive away. You can see these fighting angles. They're not bad, but compared to Cordoba, they're not nearly as good, right? Where you could get them really crazy angles. Also, we're going to continue to push up, and we're going to kind of laugh at Omaha leaving. Do you think the guy going forward is going to do well, or the guy kind of going backward is going to do well? So we're going to go ahead and push up. Again, we see Wyoming here, and his guns are turned the other way, meaning it's going to take him a while to get his guns turned. So we're going to take our shot. He's also running away from this side, meaning over here, probably only a cruiser and destroyer now, right? This guy, Wyoming's running away. We're aiming for the superstructure. You can see we get a fire pretty quickly, and we're going to throw torpedoes in that gap in case like the cruiser's going to try to sneak up into that position. Also, you see that little icon where it's almost like the located. We see torpedoes are coming from ahead of us. We pop our sonar instantly. We know that that destroyer is now right out in front of us, right? It's showing us the angle where the torpedoes were. We know they're within 10 kilometers, so they probably got the range to hit us. That destroyer gets spotted. You can see the torpedoes coming. We get a perma-fire on Wyoming. This HE also pitting 25 millimeters of bow, like we talked, or of armor. Like you can see, we're taking little chunks right off of this battleship. It's not terrible. We also got a fire going. We're shattering some of our shells, but we're pinning a fair amount of them, and we're just driving to the smoke. We know when this guy's gonna launch torpedoes. We have our sonar going. Everything's fantastic. We're getting to the island too, right? Making it so Wyoming can't shoot us. We're going to spot the T-22, and we're just going to start to blast them. Now, right here, you're going to see we're hitting them pretty darn hard. We're going to finish them off pretty quickly there. Our destroyer gets torpedoes on them to finish them off. However, we're going to work back on Wyoming. We're taking a look at Agano over here, and it looks like there was only 2 ships that spawned on this side. From what I could tell anyway. I don't know whatever happened to a cruiser if there was one here. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this island to stay Protected from Wyoming in case he turns to us. Right now we don't have to be nearly as careful. His guns are turned the other way. And you can see I'm taking a look at the other La Argentina over there. Maybe could have taken a shot there earlier. Trying to get this Wyoming off the board so I can get really close to Agano. Agano light cruiser. I can just angle to him and just outmuscle him for the most part, particularly because we know where the torpedoes are coming. Also, this indicator, from what I know, also works when it's on cooldown or that you're out of sonar, so you'll still see where torpedoes are launched. Our destroyer is doing absolutely bonkers stuff here, charging a battleship, which is good for us because that battleship isn't really going to care about us. Our destroyer misses torpedoes at 1 kilometer, not even 1 kilometer. So we know where this destroyer not the best player. We finish off Wyoming, and now we're going to start to focus on Koenig. Again, using island cover, right? We're not at the back of the map. In fact, we're on their side of the map, and we're being effective, right? Don't sit at the back of the map and just try to, in this ship, 40, 50,000 damage and then complain that you didn't get no help, right? Get up close, put your big boy panty or girl panties on, and do what you can here. And you can see we're still pinning Koenig here. And we're watching that Amano go around the mountain. We know what he's going to do. He's going to try to sneak attack our destroyer. But in the meantime, I would really like to get rid of this Koenig here. And one thing I would say right here is you could switch to AP here if you wanted. I'm shattering a lot, but I was going for fire chance. And that's why I said you could almost build into fire chance. As you can see, we're not even spotted here. Or detection to get into them island positions like this without getting spotted. But you're going to see here, we're just going to do our best. And you can see these guns are quite accurate for the tier. Like, so far, this line, very accurate. Like, we're hitting 6 of 9 on a battleship, making himself as small as we can. So, pretty good. We get spotted, so I know Agano's around that corner, or coming around that corner, right? I loaded AP thinking, okay, he's going to go broadside to try to get our destroyer. And he doesn't, so we take some shots at Koenig. We're just going to stay on him until that cruiser makes himself known. And you can see, even angled the Koenig, we had a pretty decent, respectable result. Not great, but some of our AP did a little bit of damage. But again, trying for fire chance, and we got just really unlucky on this part of fire chance on this Koenig until we get close. And you can see Agano spotted, so I'm actually going to go after Agano here because there's going to be another island. Koenig's going back behind the island. We get a permit fire on Koenig, and we're going to come up, and I'm going to showcase this AP now here. This Agano, even at 11 kilometers, you're going to see we're going to chunk this Agano pretty decently, getting 2 citadels there. And we're just going to stay with the AP. If he's going to give us our broadside, which is going to happen a lot at low tiers, right? We get our high caliber, and we're just going to smoke him. That's what we're going to do. Now, if we were closer, definitely could have dev struck him, right? We're getting consistent citadels. He's going behind the island, so I actually thought if I get 1 citadel there, he's dead anyway. I would have been able to take that next shot anyhow. And he's trying to rush our destroyer. We're just going to take our shots where we can get it on Koenig. Again, we're using the island, being aware, limiting who can shoot us. That's a big thing. Sometimes you can be out in the open if only one guy's shooting at you and you can dodge. This ship, little iffy on that, right? But if you can limit who can shoot you or who gets access to shooting you, you can make yourself better. And as you can see, right out the gate with almost 90k at tier 4 is pretty solid, right? Like, that's a solid matchup. We helped get rid of destroyer, cruiser, 2 battleships, top of leaderboard, clearly helping our team win. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you folks next time.